Well, a different view finally again. We're gonna head out here and we're gonna try and combine some canola. The last time we were combining, when we finished up the wheat that Thursday, there's not really any forecast in the for rain at all. We weren't in a panic to get the wheat done. We just thought, these combines, things have lined up. Let's get the wheat off. And since that day, we've had 4 inches of rain, and I'm gonna say a good 4 inches, which is a lot less than some areas in Manitoba. I've heard some areas as high as 11 inches. So. Yeah, not complaining about the 4 inches. We didn't need it, but just really glad the wheat is off. So that's 12 days ago, I think, and we're hoping we can get back into the canola today. We have roughly 700 acres of canola left to do, and then we're caught up to the beans, which it'll probably be ready next week sometime. So yeah, that's the plan. We still haven't done any baling. I haven't been able to get out to go bale. So we have a lot of straw there that we got to figure out what we're doing there. Hopefully it dries up, and hopefully we can bale it without having to flip the swaths. I'm hoping we can still do that, but we'll see. So yeah, back in the combine and see what we can get done today. All right, Daryl and Dylan are gonna run a sample. Neighbors ran a sample and theirs is testing at 12.5 to 13.5. So I'm not sure why ours would be dry, but we better try. So yeah, it's fast enough. There's a decent amount of dust, so that's good. It's going through the combine nice. Well, considering we've had 4 inches of rain, I think we're all pretty happy that we're not fighting mud. The tires are sticking a bit, but it's not. We're not spinning. Looks like Daryl dropped the pen. I'll grab a sample.
Yeah.
Alright, guess we'll see. Alrighty, well, that sample came back at 12.5. So we're hoping to get going again in about an hour or so. We're thinking hopefully it dries roughly a point an hour. So by 4:30 we're hoping we can go. We'd really like to finish that field because then we can move, it's about 10 miles north of there to the next field. If we could do that now, then in the morning we can move. But in the meantime, I'm going to kill time by bringing this unit to the next field and seeing if it's going to work. I think we're going to be dreaming. I'm kind of hoping it works tomorrow, but we figured we'd move it to the next field anyway, just to see where it's at. That way I can let Terry know whether he can come out and start deep tilling or what the plan is for tomorrow. Right now I'm pumped that we got as much deep tilled. We're down to the stuff we combined. What is there, 2 quarters? 1, 2, 3, a little over 3 quarters that need to get deep tilled. Other than that, we were caught right up. So, and some of that stuff we can't do because the straw is still down. So, oh, and we're doing some canola ground. We've decided we're gonna deep till the canola ground. So that's where I'm gonna head to.
Okay, I am back in the seat. It has been 8 days of not combining. Lots of rainy weather, very frustrating. Typical September weather. We should not be surprised. So don't feel sorry for us. Just frustrating because that's September for you. But we are into canola. We're very thankful the cereals are off, and we are going. Moisture on this stuff today is just, if it's dry, it is just barely dry. We're like right around 10.2, 10.3 is what Peter was telling us. So we are going. Thankful to be in my seat. I have a steering wheel in front of me with the word Gleaner. There is no new Fendt combine. I will never say never, but currently we are still liking our Gleaners, and we are still going with our Gleaners. So that is where we're at. We enjoyed the Fendt. I hope I gave proper protocol for the Fendt. One thing I did find out is that I made a comment about auger height when unloading, and yes, up until 2022 that was a thing, but in 2023 apparently they changed something on the fence and they got the auger height much better. They changed the angle or whatever, how the auger comes out, and much better. So that is something that has been changed up. So anyway, I'm not trying to do anything. I just don't want to be lying or be misleading, so just trying to give as much information as I can. I'll be honest, I did not miss this thing. It's here again. It's fine. Really, when it's there, you don't notice it until it's gone, and then you're like, oh. And now, forever, I will notice the steering wheel because I have driven a combine without. So anyway, we are going. This is not our best canola crop, but we are going and we're cleaning up, and we're gonna see what we can do for the day. See if we can get this field knocked off, or how much we can do. Again, just mostly thankful to be going.
Well, we are finally going. You can see some dust being made over there. Peter's running the cart today. He just got back from Alberta. He was gone for, oh man, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then he got back. Today's Tuesday. He got back this morning. So he's pretty tired. So we figured we'd have let him run the cart. So it kind of sucks, but today's been a beautiful sunny day, and I don't really want to complain about that, but it has not been a drying day at all, and it took till now, which is now, oh, it's 6:15. About an hour and a half ago is when the canola finally got, we'll say dry, right at 10. Which is very weird because yesterday was a very cloudy day, and neighbor had a couple of neighbors that were going, and we weren't, because we figured there was no way. Well, they were right. But we're going now. Our hopes were that we could finish this quarter today. And it is doable if everything keeps running good, and then we could move up north. So that's the hope. I'm gonna grab a quick sample here and see what the moisture is with our tester, and then I know what it is when it has been.
Okay, so we've been going here for a little bit. I think we've got probably, I don't know, 30 acres or so done here. So plucking away at the field. If I look at it, yeah, we're still going to be over 80 acres left. If I go by my monitor, you can kind of see the outline. You can see what. Now the other thing that you can see is this little thing up in the corner. We have not done that. We will be doing that somewhere along the line. Yeah, just not sure when yet. We haven't decided that because there's a lot more weeds in that part of the field, so we figured we didn't want to mix that in quite yet. So canola here is probably in that 35, let's say 35 bushel an acre. I really don't know. My yield monitor is way out of whack. I think I had over 200 bushels and it was reading 60, so somehow that all went to shife, but I don't want to play around with that today. Honestly, we were weighing it off the field, so what the yield monitor tells me really, in a lot of ways, is kind of immaterial. I'm going to show you when I stop for supper, or stop to get my supper, but the variety we're growing is pod shatter, but not completely pod shatter resistant. So what we are finding is, and if I can get a view of it here where, yeah, it's probably going to be the best if I go for a walk, but I've got canola growing even where I haven't combined. So it's really interesting because I guess, well, we've desiccated this a long time ago. This field's been, whatever, we should have combined this probably almost 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So the fact that we don't have more shelling is a good thing. That being said, we do have some, and that sucks because every kernel that's growing in the ground, there's one that isn't in the combine, so that kind of sucks. But it's just the nature of the beast sometimes. You deal with the cards that Mother Nature throws your way, and that's what we're doing. So it's really lodged in some areas here now too, which is making it a little harder to pick up. And say, well, just put your header down. Well, we're dealing with a couple things. The ground is still very, very wet, and I don't know if you can see it on my tires, but we've actually got, they're driving. We're not sinking in the mud yet.
I was going to tell you, I think you had 100 bushels on. I was going to tell you how much you had on. I saw the number, and I honestly forgot it.
Peter had a brain fart.
How much did I have on now?
So this is
Right now it's showing 360. I'm assuming you had 100 on because it, I had that number in my head before we started unloading. Sorry, that's my bad. Nope, that's fine. If I know it's around 100, then I just definitely know I was close. I was I think my monitor read 83 or 84.
they're busy talking. I'm not going to bother because hearing two words, it's going to be a mumble jumble. So what you're going to see, if I show you here in a second, is you're going to see that I'm missing 2 passes, and I do that because basically what's happening now, Dylan's going to come down to one right beside where I was, and I don't want to meet him straight on because then our headers would hit. So I actually let him pick up 2. That'll be his up and down. Both of those ones over there are his. I'll take this one and the one right beside me, and we kind of just leapfrog our way across the path this way. So the reason I was telling you about the tires being sticky, the ground is sticky. So my headers cannot touch the ground. So we're driving a little slower, not because we can't load them down more, because if I show you right now, we're sitting in that about 50 or 60% engine load, so we're almost idling up and down the field here. But if we get too much bounce happening or whatever, that our headers hit the ground, they will be pushing mud instantly, which means now you stop and you get out, you clean the mud off, and you go again. So it's yeah, we're just trying to minimize, I guess, if you will, our downtime, so we're just going slow and steady. Calibrate this thing.
We'll give that a try and see how I can drive off the field. 9.9.
So some of the things that are interesting, got that Fendt out, which is awesome. Learned all the features, and because they're trying to obviously demo it to sell it to us, or if nothing else, something for me to learn. There were a lot of features on that combine that I kind of really liked. And lo and behold, when I'm asking questions is our gleaners actually have some of those exact things, and I didn't know. So it shows you how that I'm not, I mean, I've been running gleaners for my whole life. That's what I drive. But I guess I didn't ever ask the right questions, or never thought to ask the right questions. And there's some features that this thing has that are that I didn't know. And one of those things is, so we always use auto header height here, this button, to lower it to our desired height, which is fine. But at the end of the row, if I am down and if I'm at my return to cut height and I get to the end of the row, I press that button again, that same button, and it's gone into a different cycle. It raises it to a desired height. I can show you how I set that. So this little line here is the desired up height. This one over here, the number is my, okay, sorry, let's go into the left one again. The number under the red line, that is my current cutting height. The red line is my desired cutoff height, or up height. And then the number on the side.
I got 913 bushels in there. I think that's pretty good.
Okay. And the bottom, the one on the right hand side, that is my return to cut. So that's the height that I'm supposed to be cutting at. I'm a little bit higher than that right now, and I'm not sure why, but that is what it is. So, again, there is one more feature that the Fendt had. It had a double. It had like 2 return to cut heights. One would say, well, why would you ever use that? Well, there's been multiple situations where that would even be nice. This combine doesn't have that. So that was the one thing. The other thing that I found really interesting, and again, for most of you that have gleaner combines, or there's guys that have them, maybe other combines have this exact same thing. I'm just the old guy that doesn't know these things. When we get to the end of the row, one thing I've been frustrated with, or you always have to be careful with, is you pick up at the end, and because you're now harvesting less bushels, your shoe actually, you get too much wind in the back for the amount of product that's on your shoe, so you end up throwing over a little bit. So what they've done now is when you hit the auto header height button to lift it up at the end of the row, it brings it up to your desired height, which now cuts off your acre meter and all that stuff. But what it also does is it gives, I can now lower my, I put in a preset for my fan speed. Like right now we're at 3.4. So but what we'll do is I've got a preset in there of 1.5 now. And so now what happens is when we get to that, sorry, I'm just going through a drainage ditch here. When I go to lift up at the end of the row and it gets to that height, then actually my choke or my fan will go from 3.5 down to 1.5, which will cut my wind way back in the back, which now totally slows down the airflow, negating any extra losses due to just lower product. So that's really a kind of a cool deal. Wish I would have learned that last year when we were combining corn, because I think that would have been very helpful there. But I didn't, and so you learn. I guess you're never too old to learn new things. So I'm not sure what's going on. I have the suspicion. Oh yeah, there's the dirt that I was telling you about. Do not want to put that through the combine. Went through a drainage ditch. I was not watching. Let's go like that. Let's clean this all off. Oh yeah. So, here, this is what I was telling you about. So this here, we're just combining this. And you see all the canolas growing? So yeah, those are canolas that are supposed to be in the hopper. They've shelled out and they're growing. So, okay, you want to check and see whether that canvas turns for me? Perfect, thank you, sir. Okay, so got it unplugged. Everything was working good. Peter closed my trap door for me and we're back going. But, I don't know if you can see in my mirror, but, well, you can't because the sun's in the way, but Dylan is right behind me now. So I had about half round heads on him, and that is now gone. Peter's pulling in to unload. Peter, what's your speed showing right now? I'm 3.1. Does that kind of reach yours, or are you more like 2.78?
Right.
Sorry, what's that?
Right now I am at 2.4.
I'm asking Peter, actually.
Oh, sorry.
I got a little screwed up here. It was showing 2.9.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figure. You're usually about 0.2 lower than what I am, so okay, no, that's good. Sorry, Dylan. Yeah, I was just trying to, so I know what speed he has. If I take whatever I have minus 2, then we get to the right speed. Thank you, sir.
Sorry for slowing down. I think I was getting too close to the header or something. I don't know what happened there.
Well, that wasn't you. You had to slow down because I was slowing down. All of a sudden, the combine was working hard, which that was weird.
Oh, it feels good to be on the field again. Definitely not lacking moisture. I did a bit of deep tilling, not much. Just enough to make sure that it would work good for Terry tomorrow. So he's coming out at 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got about 300 acres of canola. He can deep till already. And we're getting to the end of September, and typically by the beginning of October, we start doing the fields that we know are in soybeans. We start doing them for the last time, then we'll harrow them, get them completely prepped for next year. So we'll see where we're at. Maybe end of the week he can start doing that, but we'll see. Good enough? All right, I guess I'm back on the road. We're not loading up completely full. I could probably put more on, but like I said, the fields are a bit soft. I know there's been comments made on loading directly from the combine into the trucks. This is why we have a cart. This is another reason why we have the cart, because there's spots in the field where it's not crusted and the semis would not drive full. The other reason is me and Daryl farm. I have my fields, he has his fields, so we run everything through the scale. That way we know exactly how many bushels we sell. The scale's pretty accurate, and then me and Daryl know how many bushels are his, how many bushels are mine, and what we can sell. So, well, we pulled the pin. We got like 5 up and downs left, and the moisture all of a sudden just went way high on us, and yeah, you got to make sure that that stuff's dry. Yeah, so moved the units back to my yard, and we're calling it a day. So hopefully we can have a better start tomorrow, earlier than 4:30. That'd be awesome. But yeah, we got something done. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have yourself a good one.